How many times have you felt lost, confused, or stuck in life, wishing someone had taught you the critical lessons you needed to succeed? Well, that ends today. I'm here to share with you 12 brutal life lessons that nobody teaches you, but that have the power to transform your life if you embrace them. These aren't the feel good platitudes you hear all the time. These are the raw, honest truths that I've learned the hard way over decades of falling down and picking myself back up again. So listen closely, because by the end of this, you'll have the wisdom and tools to craft an extraordinary life on your own terms. Lesson one: you are responsible for your own life. Period. It's so easy to blame our parents, teachers, bosses, society, or circumstances for our lot in life. But the cold, hard truth is that your life is your responsibility. No one is coming to save you. No one owes you anything. If you don't like something, it's up to you to change it. Complaining and making excuses only wastes precious time and energy you could be using to improve your situation. Once you fully accept that you are the architect of your own destiny, you step into your power. You stop being the victim and start being the hero of your own story. I remember hitting rock bottom in my early 20s, drowning in debt, stuck in a dead end job, and feeling utterly hopeless. I realized that no one was going to swoop in and fix my life for me. If I wanted things to change, I had to change. I had to take radical responsibility. So I educated myself, developed valuable skills, worked on my mindset, and hustled harder than ever before. Day by day, I turned my life around. And you can too, but it starts with embracing 100% responsibility for your circumstances and your future. Which leads me to lesson two: your mind is your most powerful asset. What you think, you become. If you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, not smart enough, or not capable enough, guess what? That becomes your reality. But if you feed your mind empowering, expansive thoughts, you'll be astonished by what you can achieve. Mastering your inner world is the key to mastering your outer world. One of the best investments I ever made was in learning how to manage my mind, how to overcome limiting beliefs, cultivate unshakable confidence, and maintain laser focus on my goals. Books, courses, and mentors taught me proven mindset tools and strategies that elevated my mental game. That's not to say I don't still struggle with doubts and fears. I absolutely do, just like any human being. But now I have the ability to acknowledge those thoughts without letting them control me or derail me. Your mind can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. Train it to work for you, not against you. Feed it nourishing food like positive self talk, inspiring content, and empowering beliefs. Starve it of the junk food like destructive self criticism, toxic media, and disempowering stories. Tend to your mindset like a garden and watch your life blossom in incredible ways. This ties in perfectly with lesson three: you are the average of the five people you spend the most time with. Your environment shapes you far more than you realize. The people you surround yourself with affect how you think, how you feel, and how you behave, whether you're conscious of it or not. If you hang out with negative, unmotivated, complacent people, some of that will inevitably rub off on you. But if you associate with positive, driven, growth oriented people, their attitudes and habits will lift you up. It's been said that you can determine someone's income to a high degree of accuracy just by calculating the average income of their five closest friends. While there are always exceptions, I've found this to generally hold true. The company you keep matters immensely. So if you aspire to grow, to push past your limits, and to live an extraordinary life, you must be diligent about who you allow into your inner circle. Evaluate the people you spend the most time with. Do they inspire you, support you, and challenge you to be better? Or do they drain you, discourage you, and tempt you to settle? Years ago, one of the hardest and best decisions I ever made was to distance myself from some friends I had known for over a decade. They were good people, but they were content with mediocrity. Their goals and values no longer aligned with the person I was becoming. Letting them go felt like cutting off a limb, but it was necessary for my growth. I then focused on connecting with mentors and peers who were playing the game of life at a high level, and my world transformed. I stepped into a whole new reality of what was possible. Audit your social circle. Have the courage to lovingly release relationships that are no longer serving you, and deliberately build a network of people who will elevate your mind, habits, and life. As entrepreneur Jim Rohn wisely said, you are the average of the five people you spend the most time with. Choose your five wisely. So now that you understand the power of your social environment, let's talk about lesson four: invest in yourself. You are your own greatest asset. At the end of the day, you can lose your job, your house, your car, your savings, but you'll always have yourself and what you've developed within you. The knowledge and skills you acquire can never be taken from you. They compound over time to create more and more value and opportunities. I used to believe investing meant saving up to buy stocks or real estate. And sure, those are great investments. But I discovered that the best investment is in my own education and personal development. Every dollar and minute I've invested in books, courses, coaching, seminars, and life experiences to expand my knowledge and sharpen my skills has paid off exponentially. Early in my career, I was working a sales job I hated, barely scraping by. I realized that if I wanted to escape the rat race and create real wealth, I needed to develop high income skills. So I devoted myself to mastering skills like copywriting, public speaking, and leadership, highly valuable skills that made me more marketable and opened up incredible opportunities. That's how I ultimately built my own business doing work I love and that provides massive value to others. Most people work hard trying to earn more money so they can buy more stuff when they'd be better off investing that money and effort into learning and growing. When you invest in your own development, you multiply your capacity to create wealth and build the life you want. As the great Warren Buffett said, the best investment you can make is in yourself. While external investments like stocks and real estate are important, never neglect investing in your most valuable asset you. Read books that expand your mind. Take courses that give you in demand skills. Hire coaches and mentors to help you overcome obstacles and reach the next level. Those investments will pay the highest dividends. This brings me to lesson 5, add more value than anyone else. The fastest way to success in any field is to deliver extraordinary value. If you want to get paid more, promoted faster, and have eager customers and clients, focus on adding massive value. Most people put in the bare minimum effort and wonder why they're stuck. They haven't yet grasped that your income is directly tied to the value you provide. When I was building my business, I became obsessed with giving my clients 10x the value they were paying me for. I over-delivered on every project. I worked harder and put in more hours than anyone else without expecting anything extra in return. And you know what? My reputation as the go-to person in my field spread like wildfire. Referrals flooded in. I was able to raise my prices and still have a waiting list of clients. Too many people focus on what they can get, how they can work less and earn more. The real magic happens when you flip the script and focus on what you can give. Wake up every day and ask yourself, how can I add more value today? How can I give my best where I am with what I have? Constantly look for ways to go above and beyond what's expected. Be the first one to arrive and the last to leave. Do the tasks others avoid. Deliver ahead of deadlines. Surprise and delight those you serve. When you develop a reputation as someone who consistently delivers extraordinary value, you'll never have to chase success. It will chase you. The world rewards value, and once you understand the core principle, you can write your own ticket. As the motivational speaker Les Brown said, you don't get in life what you want. You get in life what you are, be a person of value, and you'll live a life of success, impact, and abundance. Extraordinary value is only possible when you commit to lesson 6, embrace discomfort. All growth and progress happens outside your comfort zone. If you want to become the best version of yourself and craft an extraordinary life, you must get comfortable being uncomfortable. You have to do the things that scare you, that challenge you, that push you beyond what you thought you were capable of. It's easy to stay in our cozy, familiar routines where everything is predictable and safe. But if you want to evolve and achieve your biggest goals and dreams, you have to venture into new, uncomfortable territory. You have to take risks, face your fears, and stretch yourself. That's where the magic happens. Early in my journey, I was terrified of public speaking. The thought of standing on a stage in front of an audience made me want to throw up. But I knew that developing that skill was essential to my success. So I joined Toastmasters, signed up for open mics, and said yes to every speaking opportunity that came my way, even though I was shaking in my boots. With time and practice, I grew more confident and competent. Now, I actually enjoy speaking to large crowds, and it's become a key part of my business and impact. Whatever scares you, move toward it. Whatever you've been putting off because it's hard or uncomfortable, do it. Have that difficult conversation. Launch that business idea. Book that big, audacious goal. On the other side of discomfort is growth, confidence, and the pride that comes from knowing you did the thing you thought you couldn't do. No one builds an extraordinary life from the comfort of their couch. You build it in the trenches of challenge and change. You build it by embracing discomfort again and again, knowing that each time you do, you become a little bit stronger, a little bit wiser, a little bit better. As the Navy SEALs say, get comfortable being uncomfortable. It's a superpower that will serve you for life. Discomfort is inevitable if you're committed to lesson 7, never stop learning. Education doesn't end when you graduate school, it's a lifelong journey. The most successful people in the world are relentless learners. They understand that in a rapidly changing world, if you're not continuously growing and adapting, you're falling behind. I used to think that learning ended in the classroom. I would finish a degree or certification and feel like I had arrived, that I knew everything I needed to know. But as I progressed in my career, I quickly realized how little I actually knew and how much there was still to learn. I developed a voracious appetite for knowledge, devouring books, podcasts, seminars, and conversations with brilliant minds. I became a student of life, always seeking to expand my understanding. The more I learned, the more I earned. Knowledge truly is power. It opens doors, sparks ideas, boosts your confidence, and equips you to be of greater service in the world. The key is to focus your learning on topics and skills that fascinate you, light you up, and align with your goals. Don't just learn for the sake of learning, be strategic about investing your time and attention in areas that will yield the highest return. Decide to make personal growth a priority. Set aside dedicated time each day or week to feed your mind with empowering content. Surround yourself with people who are constantly learning and leveling up. Stay curious, humble, and open. Embrace a beginner's mindset, even in areas where you have a high level of expertise. As Socrates said, the only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. In a world that's changing at a dizzying pace, the most valuable skill is the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Commit to being a lifelong learner, and you'll never become obsolete. You'll stay ahead of the curve and be equipped to adapt and thrive no matter what life throws your way. As the great Henry Ford said, anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young, never stop learning, never stop growing. Learning fuels your growth, but only if you take lesson 8 massive action. Knowledge alone is not power, it's potential power. For knowledge to translate into results, you must act on it massively and consistently. Most people consume copious amounts of content, but never actually implement what they learn. They mistake mental mastery for real world mastery, but ideas without execution are just delusions. I've met so many people who can recite every personal development book and motivational speech ever written, but their lives are still a mess. They're not walking their talk. They've bought into the illusion that if they just learn enough, think enough, plan enough, visualize enough, meditate enough, things will magically change. But the hard truth is that nothing changes until you do. You have to put in the work day in and day out. Early in my entrepreneurial journey, I fell into the trap of analysis paralysis. I spent months crafting the perfect business plan, designing a beautiful website, and dreaming up every detail. But I wasn't taking action. I was hiding behind the busy work, terrified to actually put myself out there and risk failure. It wasn't until a mentor called me out and challenged me to launch imperfectly that I finally took the leap. And you know what? The moment I started taking action, everything changed. I learned more from 1 month of doing than from a year of planning. Don't wait until you have it all figured out to start moving. Don't wait until you feel ready, because here's the secret: you'll never feel fully ready. No one does. Clarity comes from taking action, not the other way around. So start before you're ready. Take messy, imperfect action. Experiment, fail forward, and course correct as you go. Stack up small wins to build momentum and prove to yourself that you can figure it out. The world doesn't reward intentions, it rewards results. And results only come from putting one foot in front of the other consistently and relentlessly. As the motivational speaker Tony Robbins says, never leave the sight of a goal without first taking some form of positive action towards its attainment. Let that be your mantra. When you learn something valuable, immediately ask yourself, what action can I take to apply this? Then do it. When you set a goal, ask yourself, what's the first step? Then take it. Rinse and repeat every single day. Massive action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the price of admission to an extraordinary life. You can't think your way there, you have to act your way there. So get moving, keep moving, and watch the magic unfold. Of course, sustained action over time requires lesson 9: cultivate discipline and consistency. Motivation is fickle, willpower is limited, but discipline and consistency are the ultimate keys to success. Discipline is doing what you know you should do, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is showing up and putting in the work, day after day, no matter what. Together, they form an unbeatable force. Most people rely on motivation to drive their actions. They wait until they feel inspired or energized to tackle their goals. But here's the problem: motivation is a feeling, and feelings are fleeting. They come and go based on your mood, circumstances, and environment. If you only act when you feel motivated, you'll be sporadic at best and stagnant at worst. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline means creating a set of habits, routines, and non negotiable commitments that you adhere to no matter what your emotional state. It's about keeping the promises you make to yourself even when you'd rather not. It's about developing the mental toughness to push through resistance, discomfort, and adversity in pursuit of your goals. Early in my personal development journey, I dreaded my morning routine. The alarm would blare at an ungodly hour, and every fiber of my being wanted to hit snooze and surrender to the comfort of my warm bed. but I had made a commitment to myself to start each day with exercise, meditation, and learning. So I dragged myself up, laced up my shoes, and got to work. Day after day, week after week, I built the discipline to honor my commitments regardless of how I felt in the moment. And you know what? It got easier. The more I flexed my discipline muscle, the stronger it became. Now, discipline alone isn't enough, it must be paired with consistency. Consistency is the art of showing up and doing the work with relentless repetition. It's about focusing on the process, not just the end goal. It's about embracing the unsexy daily grind that compounds over time to create remarkable results. Most people massively overestimate what they can achieve in a day and massively underestimate what they can achieve in a year through consistent effort. They get discouraged when they don't see immediate overnight success. They hop from one shiny object to the next, never giving any endeavor enough time to gain traction. But extraordinary accomplishments are almost always the result of ordinary actions repeated with consistency over long periods of time. If you want to write a book, commit to writing 500 words every day. If you want to build a thriving business, commit to making 10 sales calls every day. If you want to get in the best shape of your life, commit to exercising for 30 minutes every day. Small, consistent actions add up to massive results. As the author James Clear says, success is not a goal to reach or a finish line to cross. It's a system to improve, an endless process to refine. Stop relying on fleeting bursts of motivation. Cultivate discipline by making and keeping commitments to yourself. Embrace consistency by showing up and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it, trusting that your efforts will compound over time. Fall in love with the process and let go of your attachment to immediate results. As the great basketball coach John Wooden said, success comes from knowing that you did your best to become the best that you are capable of becoming. Discipline and consistency are the path to becoming your best self. But the road to success is never a straight line, which brings us to lesson 10: embrace failure. If you want to achieve anything great in life, you must be willing to fail repeatedly and spectacularly. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's a necessary part of the process. Every hero's journey is paved with setbacks, dead ends, and face plants. The key is to reframe failure as feedback, as a learning opportunity to grow and improve. Most people are so afraid of failure that they never even try. They'd rather play it safe and avoid risk than put themselves out there and potentially fall short. But here's the thing: if you're not failing, you're not growing. If you're not pushing yourself beyond your current capabilities, you're stagnating. Failure is simply proof that you're blazing new trails and expanding your limits. I've failed more times than I can count. The first of launched products that flopped, given speeches that bombed, and made decisions that blew up in my face. Each time I felt the sting of disappointment and the urge to quit. But I learned to pick myself up, dust myself off, and extract the lessons. I realized that failure is just an event, not an identity. It doesn't define me, it refines me, it shows me what doesn't work so I can adjust and try again. Some of my biggest breakthroughs came on the heels of my most brutal failures. Hitting rock bottom motivated me to dig deep, question my assumptions, and find a better way. Failure stripped away my ego and forced me to confront my weaknesses. It made me more resilient, adaptable, and creative. In many ways, failure has been my greatest teacher. If you want to achieve your dreams and make a big impact, you can't let failure stop you. You have to be willing to fall down 7 times and stand up 8. You have to adopt a growth mindset and see failure as a necessary part of the learning process. You have to be more committed to your vision than you are to your comfort. So take bold, calculated risks, set audacious goals that scare you, put yourself out there and be willing to fall flat on your face. And when you do, don't make it mean anything about your worth or potential. Just get curious, extract the lessons, and keep moving forward. As the billionaire entrepreneur Sarah Blakely says, failure is not the outcome, failure is not trying. Don't be afraid to fail. Embrace failure as a badge of honor, as proof that you're daring greatly. Let it fuel your growth and resilience. Keep putting one foot in front of the other, no matter how many times you stumble. Your dreams are worth fighting for. And remember, you don't have to go it alone, which brings us to lesson 11: build a support system. No one achieves anything great in isolation. We all need people to encourage us, challenge us, and pick us up when we fall down. We need mentors to guide us, peers to collaborate with, and loved ones to believe in us. Success is a team sport, and your support system is your secret weapon. Early in my journey, I bought into the myth of the self-made man. I thought I had to do everything on my own, that asking for help was a sign of weakness. I hustled hard and burned the candle at both ends, but I hit a wall. I was overwhelmed, exhausted, and isolated. It wasn't until I started intentionally building a support system that everything changed. I sought out mentors who had achieved what I aspired to and humbly asked for their guidance. I joined masterminds and networking groups to connect with like minded peers on a similar path. I opened up to my friends and family about my goals and struggles, inviting them to support me and hold me accountable. And you know what? It made all the difference. My mentors helped me avoid costly mistakes and see possibilities I couldn't see on my own. My peers became collaborators and accountability partners, pushing me to level up. My loved ones became my biggest cheerleaders, reminding me of my worth when I doubted myself. Together, they formed a web of support that caught me when I fell and propelled me to new heights. No matter how smart, talented, or driven you are, you can't go it alone. You need people in your corner who believe in you, challenge you, and inspire you. You need guidance, accountability, and emotional support to navigate the UPS and downs of the journey. You need a diverse network of allies and advocates who open doors and create opportunities. So take stock of your current support system. Who are the people you can lean on and learn from? Who are the people who lift you up and make you better? Cultivate those relationships with intention. Be generous with your time, energy, and resources. Look for ways to add value and express appreciation. A strong support system is built on a foundation of mutual respect, trust, and reciprocity. At the same time, be willing to ask for help when you need it. Don't let pride or fear hold you back from reaching out. People are often happy to help, but you have to let them know what you need. Be specific in your requests and gracious in your acceptance. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom and strength. Build a support system of people who see your potential and are invested in your success. Nurture those relationships with care and consistency. And when you achieve your dreams, pay it forward by being a mentor and supporter for someone else. As the motivational speaker Jim Rohn said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose your 5 wisely and cultivate a support system that brings out your best. Finally, to truly craft an extraordinary life, you must embrace Lesson 12: live with purpose. At the end of the day, all the success, accomplishments, and accolades in the world mean nothing if you're not living in alignment with your values and making a positive impact. True fulfillment comes from discovering and pursuing your unique purpose, your reason for being here. It's about crafting a life of meaning, contribution, and joy. So many people climb the ladder of success only to realize it's leaning against the wrong wall. They chase society's definition of success, money, status, power, but end up feeling empty and unfulfilled. They neglect their health, relationships, and passions in pursuit of external validation. They achieve their goals but lose themselves in the process. I know because I've been there. I spent years chasing achievement and accumulation, thinking that if I just hit the next milestone, I'd finally be happy. But the finish line kept moving and the satisfaction was always short lived. It wasn't until I hit a breaking point and took a hard look at my life that I realized I was living someone else's definition of success. I was out of alignment with my true values and purpose. That realization sent me on a profound journey of self discovery and reinvention. I got clear on what actually mattered to me: freedom, growth, impact, connection, and started redesigning my life and work around those values. I dug deep to uncover my unique strengths, passions, and experiences and explore how I could use them to serve others. I started living more intentionally, saying no to things that drained me and yes to things that lit me up. It wasn't an overnight transformation, but day by day, choice by choice, I crafted a life of purpose and meaning. A life where I wake up excited to make a difference in my own unique way. A life where I'm using my gifts to elevate others and leave the world a little better than I found it. A life where I'm not just chasing fleeting happiness, but cultivating deep fulfillment and joy. And that's what I want for you. I want you to live a life that's true to who you are and what you value most. I want you to discover and express your unique purpose, the special gift that only you can give. I want you to make a positive impact and leave a legacy you're proud of. So take time to get clear on your values. What really matters most to you? What principles do you want to guide your life and work? Define your own version of success based on what's truly important to you. Then explore your unique purpose. What are you passionate about? What comes naturally to you? What experiences and challenges have you overcome that could help others? How can you use your strengths to serve and make a difference? Craft a compelling vision for your life and start taking bold action to make it real. Remember, you don't have to change the whole world to live with purpose. You just have to be true to yourself and do what you can with what you have where you are. Start small, but start. Let your purpose guide your priorities, goals, and choices. Infuse meaning and intention into your day to day life. And trust that as you live in alignment with your values and purpose, you'll naturally make a positive impact and attract opportunities for even greater contribution. As Holocaust survivor and psychologist Viktor Frankl said, life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. You have the power to choose the meaning you give to your life and circumstances. You have the power to craft a life of purpose, no matter what challenges you face. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. So there you have it, my friend, 12 brutal life lessons that nobody teaches you, but that have the power to transform your life if you embrace them. Lessons about responsibility, mindset, environment, investing in yourself, adding value, embracing discomfort, constant learning, massive action, discipline, failure, support, and purpose. These aren't quick fixes or magic bullets. They're hard won principles that require courage, commitment, and consistency to implement. But I promise you, if you do the work and stay the course, you'll create a life beyond your wildest dreams. A life of freedom, growth, impact, and joy. A life where you wake up every day excited to be alive and make a difference. But don't just take my word for it. Reflect on these lessons and think about how you can apply them to your own life and goals. Pick one lesson that resonates most and commit to taking bold action on it this week. Surround yourself with people and resources that support your growth and hold you accountable. And never, ever give up on your dreams no matter how many obstacles you face. Remember, you are the hero of your own story. You are the architect of your own destiny. You have the power to craft an extraordinary life, one choice and action at a time. It won't be easy, but it will be so worth it. So dream big, my friend. Take bold, messy action. Embrace the discomfort and keep learning and growing. Build a support system and live with purpose. And know that I'm cheering you on every step of the way. This video may have come to an end, but your journey is just beginning. Here's to your extraordinary life. Let's make it one for the ages. Thank you.